DeSanto Propane is 4 generations strong as a trustworthy, family-owned business with unmatched customer service. Go online at DeSantoPropane.com for more info or call toll-free at 1-800-752-4574 today. Since 1937, the difference has been DeSanto Propane.
Hey, welcome to FLX Weekly here on Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. I'm Jim Sinacropi inside the FingerLakes1.com studios in Seneca Falls, New York. And in June, we reported that FLX Retreats had acquired the former Camp Dittmer in Phelps, New York. It's a 311-acre property once run by the Boy Scouts of America, founded in 1953, so a historic property. Now being taken over by FLX Retreats. Carly Welling will be in, she's a marketing manager of FLX Retreats to kind of fill us in on the plans for the property and when we can expect it to open and all that stuff. And also some information about FLX Retreats. They own you may have seen those tree houses that you can rent. So should be an interesting show for sure. But first, this episode of FLX Weekly is brought to you by Seneca Falls Acupuncture. This month, save $25 on the Acupuncture Glow Facial at Seneca Falls Acupuncture. This luxurious 90-minute cosmetic acupuncture treatment includes body acupuncture to balance overall health, cosmetic acupuncture to brighten and plump the skin, facial massage to smooth and sculpt your natural features, and a moisturizing hydrogelly mask. The sale ends on October 1st. To get this amazing discount, simply schedule your Acupuncture Glow Facial appointment for any time in the month of September online at SenecaFallsAcupuncture.com. And also Lincoln Hill Farms. Head over to Lincoln Hill Farms this Saturday, September 21st, from 5 to 9 for their amazing Oktober Fest on the farm. Put on your lederhosen and join the celebration with German-style food, beer, and live music. The Crazy Firemen will rock the stage from 5 to 8, followed by Mariana Gonzalez from 8 to 9. Get in on the action with exciting competitions like yodeling, best dressed, and stein hoisting. And check out the local vendors. Admission is free and parking is just $10. Don't miss out on this festive evening at Lincoln Hill Farms. So fall definitely in the air. This weekend will be the first weekend of fall officially here in the Finger Lakes. So if you're like me and you like fall, you should be getting pretty excited. And also something to get excited about is the news that FLX Retreats had acquired the former Camp Dittmer property in Phelps. And here to talk about it is Carly Welling. Carly, thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me, Jeff.
You're the marketing manager for FLX Retreats.
That's correct.
So a little bit first about FLX Retreats.
Mm-hmm. So I think the best way to describe it is our tagline, which is whimsy, wonder, and adventure. So we look to bring vacation opportunities that are whimsical, that are fantastical, with unique accommodations. You had mentioned our tree houses, that those say it best. That is kind of what we are looking to do, those unique places.
Yeah, kind of like the places that you see on the VRBOs and Airbnbs, like the unique, what do they call those, experience type of lodging?
Exactly.
So where are the tree houses located?
The tree houses are closest to Penyan, kind of by the town of Torrey, and they're right on Seneca Lake.
And when you say tree houses, they're give it just kind of some more description of what you could expect if you were to.
They are in the sky.
Right.
So there are stairs, or one of them has a ramp to get up to them. One of them has a slide that you can slide down when you're coming down it. But they are quite literally a small house in the sky. They are wooden cabins that are on stilts, and they have these beautiful picturesque views overlooking Seneca Lake.
And have they been popular? Is there
I would like to say so, yeah. We've had really, really great responses this summer since we've been open in the first 2. Guests have really been enjoying it. It's a short walk down to the lake, where we also have paddle boats and kayaks that are accessible to anybody who's renting those properties. So everything that we've heard has been really positive so far.
So kind of like, people are looking for these types of experiences. They want to come to the Finger Lakes. They probably want to see the wineries and go hiking and do all that stuff. But they also want to call their home base something unique. And so it seems like you're filling a nice niche in terms of, for instance, if you're coming to the Finger Lakes and want to enjoy all those things, you might not necessarily want to stay at the Hampton Inn, or, you want some unique accommodations that kind of fit the theme of the region. So
And there's plenty of places to rest your head while you're exploring the Finger Lakes, but we also want it to be a destination, somewhere that you could stay and spend a day where you're staying and really have a lot to do there.
all right. So I suppose that the purchase of Camp Dittmer was with that in mind, trying to create this type of unique lodging and experience for visitors. But first, that's a historic property, a huge property, 311 acres. The Boy Scouts of America have been running it since 1953. What attracted you to that property, and a little bit about the background of how you came to close the deal on it?
Yeah, so the grounds were so well kept. So, we know that they've been closed for a few years, but the infrastructure of what they have there, while, there's some renovations that need to be done, it's in pretty great shape to turn that over and to make it something really special since it hasn't been used. Also, the Phelps community, that was a huge sell. We've had the privilege of starting to get involved in a lot of their activities and meeting with their officials, and it was so easy to want to work in that community, to want to work with those people.
So you get this fairly well-maintained 311-acre property. It's obviously probably has some structures on it from the Boy Scouts. You're going to have an estate sale, we'll mention, and that is Paul's showing a picture of the property on the screen right now. But you have contracted with Beardsley Engineering to kind of handle the renovation of the property, and you're planning a $2.5 million investment over 5 years to restore and upgrade the site. Talk about some of the plans that are going to come about through that investment.
Sure. So in the near future, we have already purchased some they're small. I'm not going to call them cabins. I think we're going to call them bungalows.
Okay.
And they are, think a tent, a permanent tent, but it's wood like a cabin, and they have their own bathroom in them. So there's a place to sleep. There will be plumbing hooked up, but it's kind of the size of a larger tent. We've already started installing those.
They're like a yurt?
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. We've already started with those. We purchased some of those around the property. You might even see them if you drive by. I think they're kind of visible. Some people have told me that they've gotten a peek of them.
Okay.
We're also going to be restoring that dining hall. That is going to become our lodge. So we're in the process of determining what parts of that, are still functional, but it's a pretty well-kept, usable space. So we're going to turn that into a lodge where we would love to host events, where we would host kind of activities at the campground. So the lodge, the bungalows, we're restoring some of the cabins, or we're determining if they need to be replaced. And tent sites will be up sooner than later, and then looking more at RV sites and more cabins. And we're even interested in doing hobbit houses, but that will be further in the future.
So what's a hobbit house?
A hobbit house, think Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And they are kind of built into hills with grass over top
Oh,
of
sure,
them.
right.
Yeah, so that's further in our phased plans, but that's even something that's really the whimsy piece that we're interested in bringing to the area.
And there's a lake on the
Yes.
grounds too, right?
Yes.
And there's right now you can let people vote to rename the lake.
Yeah, so that's something we're super excited about. So the lake was formerly named Lake Remick, which was in honor of a donor that Camp Dittmer received when it was run by the Boy Scouts. And we saw this as an opportunity to kind of start a new chapter on the grounds. So we picked a few names amongst our team. We spent hours over determining these names, and then we wanted to involve the community and have them pick which one spoke to them. So we thought this was a great way. We chose names that we felt honored the past, but like I said, helped us step into this new future.
So you can actually vote if you want now. If you go to the website www.tiny.cc/FLX vote, and you can vote on the name too. And there we go. Actually, on the screen there, that's what you'll get. Make your vote, submit it, and yeah, play a part in naming a lake. So that's pretty cool. And you also mentioned that there was so much on the site when you guys took it over that was still in good shape and actually kind of like not only the structures but the contents. And so you're having an estate sale.
Yes.
That should be pretty interesting for people who want to come out and find something unique.
Yes, so we're looking to host it this fall. We're hoping the end of October, but definitely this fall. There was a lot of items left behind by the Boy Scouts that I know mean a lot to a lot of people in the community. So if those are things that we're able to hand over to them and to have them continue on in a second life, kind of, we're really excited to do that. For example, even the Camp Dittmer sign, Mike Dittmer, who is a descendant of the original Dittmers, he had reached out and he's really interested in keeping our signs. So we're working with him to make sure that he gets to retain that.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was kind of like a time capsule when you first showed up there and walked the property. It's like, everybody kind of left it like it was. And for how many years has it been since it was last a Boy Scout
I
camp?
believe 4.
Okay.
But yes, it was very much like stepping back in time to something that you could tell was so lively at one point. I
Right.
think my favorite find was there was a closet filled with old Mac computers, like
Oh, wow.
old school, like
Yeah.
big, square. So our team is going through and they're taking inventory and they're figuring out, what is safe to donate, what can go to the estate sale, what do we need to keep, and kind of figuring all that inventory out right now.
Okay. Now, is this will be available year round to rent? Like, will it be available? People come in January, or is this a seasonal?
So as of right now, that's something that we're still determining. I think we're definitely going to start as a seasonal operation. It takes a while to be winter proof in any capacity, so we're definitely looking to be open for the typical spring, summer, early fall camping season. But we're definitely open to having off-season events or, like I said, potentially winter proofing that in the future.
Yeah, there'd be some cross-country skiing opportunities, maybe ice skating on the lake, who knows. But if you want to follow this project along, Facebook's the best way to do it right now.
Yes, we are FLX Retreats on Facebook, FLX.retreats on Instagram, and we will have an FLXretreats.com coming soon.
And online now is flxtreehouses.com. We mentioned the tree houses down near Penn Yan. And, I went and looked at the website. And, Whimsy, Wonder, Adventure, it kind of fits that well. It's a unique accommodations that really puts you in the heart of everything that makes the Finger Lakes so unique and inviting. Out in nature, but still with the modern amenities and accommodations and comforts of home. So definitely filling a niche for sure, especially with the way tourism is going. Have you found a certain type of traveler is attracted to like the tree houses, and is it the same type of person that you think will come to the property in Phelps when it's finished?
Yeah, I think there's a few different groups that we've found. And some of them, we call them the magicians. So those people that seek these like fantastical experiences. And then we also have explorers. So people that are interested in nature, outdoorsy, camping types of experiences. So we provide that. But then we also have this demographic that's interested in these elevated experiences. So we're able to cater to that too. So like I said, it's our magicians, our, dare I say, luxury, and our kind of adventurers. And we have something for all 3 of those groups.
Is that also reflected in pricing? Like you mentioned, being able to pitch your own tent at the new property, or is there different levels of accommodations? Like where does this fall budget-wise for travelers?
Yeah, so our goal is, especially at the FLX Retreats campground in Phelps, that we will be able to have something for everyone, down to those tent sites and up all the way. Like I said, when we get those Hobbit houses in place, there'll be cabins with more amenities, but we'll also have those bungalows that do have their own restrooms and are more permanent structures. So the goal there would be that there should be an opportunity regardless of what your budget is.
So with the tree houses, which have been up now for a couple of years?
No, so those actually, we opened in April. We started accepting bookings in April,
Okay.
but we opened this summer.
So how do people find you and how do they book? Do they do internet searches? Do they come across your social media pages?
All of the above. So right now we are available on Airbnb and VRBO, and so we get a lot of traffic that way, but we do get a lot of traffic just from people looking for places to stay in the Finger Lakes. People search tree houses more than you think they would, which is very interesting. So we also get a lot of organic traffic to our website too.
Has your experience with those online booking engines, Airbnb and VRBO, has it been positive from your side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. They're very easy to work with. The more that we can get people to really book through our website, the better. But Airbnb and VRBO are very easy to work with.
So a $2.5 million investment. So a lot going into this, working with Beardsley Engineering. How much of the project is kind of in flux where you're like waiting to see how it comes along before you decide on the next step? Or is like the whole thing like planned out to a T right to the end?
Yeah, so I won't give too much away because it is flexible, but we have phases kind of planned out for the next 5 or so years. We're going to take it one phase at a time, which is about 1 year at a time. So the things, like I mentioned, in the near future, the lodging, the tent sites, upgrading the cabins, I think a pool is pretty near in our future. I know our team is working on a frolf course, which they're super excited about. So that is
Frisbee
definitely...
golf.
What's that?
Frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf,
Yep.
yes, frolfing. Our team is super excited to get that up and running. There's plenty of space for it. The pool, dog park, those are things that, we'll be able to do in the near future. I guess what I'll spoil is, and this is more like a phase 4 or phase 5, but we're also looking to open a tiki bar on property.
Oh, wow.
So as long as everything goes as planned, we do have that all charted out and moving forward.
And you anticipate, well, off the top, we talked about Lincoln Hill Farms having an Oktoberfest in Canandaigua. Do you anticipate maybe this property being used for public events as well, where just the general public can come and sit at the future tiki bar and listen to music or use some of the amenities?
We would love to. So another thing in one of those phases, again, as long as everything goes as planned, is some type of band shell or stage space. And we would love to work with the community on hosting any kind of public events that we could in the future.
Do you have a target date for the first visitors, or the first people to actually stay on property?
We do. So we anticipate having those tent sites and some cabins available in summer of 2025. That's our goal.
Okay, so we're about under a year away from
Yes.
maybe opening, and then from there continuing to add and enhance the property and continue with the project over a course of 4 to 5 years before it finally ultimately meets the vision of the owners, which you're the marketing manager, but who is behind the company in terms of ownership?
Yeah, so our company is owned by a mother-daughter duo. So Kathleen Miller is our founder. She has a lot of history in the finance sector, and she loves to travel. So that's kind of where a lot of our ideas come from too. She travels the world and brings back, some of the memories and ideas and concepts from her favorite vacations. And Rachel Krajewski, her daughter, is our president. So she is really at the helm.
Okay. Yeah, it's very exciting. I imagine the folks in Phelps have got to be pretty excited behind it. You mentioned good cooperation from the community in Phelps. How far is Camp Dittmer from like downtown Phelps? It's not that far, is it?
No, I would say definitely less than 15 minutes, but from that village, we're only about 5.
Right. Yeah, it's something, I like Phelps and I like the folks in Phelps, and I like when I get to spend time in downtown Phelps. But it's just, I don't think it's generally thought of as like a destination to access the Finger Lakes from. So this could be a place where people can call Phelps like the home base and then, visit other parts of the region from there. So I'm sure that everybody's got to be pretty excited about this project in Phelps.
And I know the town is supportive of that as well. So we met with Bill, the town supervisor, recently, and he is so helpful. And he also wants Phelps to be a destination location.
Right.
So it goes hand in hand. Everything that they're doing, on their own really helps what we're doing as well.
Yeah, it's kind of centrally located. All the Finger Lakes directly to your south. Everything Wayne County has to the north, close access to Lake Ontario. So yeah, it's just another one of the communities here in the Finger Lakes that really enhances the whole tapestry of the region. So one thing too I want to mention now that we're talking about kind of the region, Fox Run Vineyards has partnered with you guys to offer a giveaway for a 2-night stay at FLX Tree Houses. How can
Yes.
people take advantage of that?
Yes, so you can find that contest running right now on Facebook and Instagram. You can enter on either sites or both. And we are looking to give away that 2-night stay. And then Fox Run will provide a free tasting for up to 4 people and 2 free bottles of wine. So we're super excited for that.
Okay, so enter to win. Mentioned coming off the top that this will be the first weekend of fall. I think the 21st. So today's the 18th. So Saturday would be the last day of summer, I suppose. You can already see the leaves starting to change and the nights are cooler. And I personally, it's my favorite, couple of months here in the Finger Lakes, September, October. And this will just be another, destination, I suppose, especially in the fall, to really immerse yourself in nature and the changing of the colors and the leaves and stuff. So what do you like to do around here in the fall? You live around here, I assume?
So I actually am from Buffalo.
Okay.
So we have a Phil's game coming up on Monday that I'll definitely be watching.
Early Monday night, which is
Yes.
nice, better than late. You get home maybe in a reasonable hour.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be back to football season. But I'm lucky that my team gets to spend a lot of time out here in the Finger Lakes. We drive out. This is where our work is. So there's a lot of fall festivals that seem to be coming up that we're super excited to hopefully participate in.
Newlywed too, right?
I am. Yes, I was just married a few weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just a couple of weeks?
Yes.
So, did you go on a honeymoon or anything like that? Or?
I did. I went to Hawaii.
Oh, wow. So you really got out.
Yes, we went to Hawaii. We went to Oahu, and we just got back 1 week ago.
Okay. What do you like to do around here this time of year? Do you have any plans this weekend?
This weekend, I'm actually looking for a place to go apple picking with my friends. So that's something we'll be looking into if you have any suggestions.
I do. It's, if I can remember, maybe Paul can help me. The Avett brothers played there this spring. It's to the west, Lafayette. Beacon Skiff. Yeah, Beacon Skiff Farms in Lafayette is,
Okay.
or really there any number of places, especially in Wayne County, right? Yeah, apple picking, that's a staple of, we used to do it when my daughter was young. Haven't gone apple picking in a few years though. But yeah, it's that time of year where there's lots of harvesting going on at the wineries. So it's always an interesting time to visit wineries because you can actually see the harvest in action in a lot of them. Hiking, whether it's down in Watkins Glen or any of the trails or state parks around here. It's just a beautiful, beautiful time of year here in the Finger Lakes. I'm excited. I'm not a big fan of humidity and heat, so it's just, there's no better place to be in the world than where we live right now, I think, for the next couple of months.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited about that. And it's really exciting to see a project like this that is going to go so far to enhance the overall experience for people that visit. There's unique experiences. FLX Retreats is really, I think, filling a nice niche for the people looking for a little something different when they come to visit us here in the Finger Lakes. So it's great to see what you guys are doing. And congratulations on the purchase of Camp Dittmer and the plans you have. Obviously, we hope you come back as it moves a little, maybe next year right before you open, you can come back and give us an update.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, fantastic. Search for FLX Retreats on Facebook You can go to flxtreehouses.com, a future website in the works at flretreats.com, I think. You have an Instagram channel, lots of ways to connect. Congratulations on your newly wedded bliss. Who's your husband? Who did you marry? A local?
He is also from Buffalo, so we're both Buffalo, born and raised.
And both Bills fans, I assume.
Very much so.
Yeah. How were you Bills fans when you were younger, or just like now that they're starting to get good?
So there was a tough few years when I was growing up where, you always supported it and you loved the community and you loved what was going on, but I didn't know that my husband's always been interested, but I, had other things going on the weekends, and finally, once Josh Allen came to town, I was like, okay, this is getting good, and now I'm really in.
Yeah, he was definitely the catalyst. I'm a lot older than you, but I certainly remember in the 90s when they went to four straight Super Bowls, Paul? Four straight Super Bowls. Didn't win a single one, though, and so they're still trying. Poor folks of Buffalo are hoping that maybe we can get one, during this window of Josh Allen's prime. So definitely exciting to have the Bills playing good, and another reason to look forward to fall around here. So, Carly, appreciate you coming in and sharing this. Wish you guys the best of luck. And like I said, come back, talk to us as the project gets a little further along.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jim.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. If you enjoyed the show, click like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back next week. Until then, enjoy the last weekend of summer / first weekend of fall here in the Finger Lakes.